All right, we are live, and this is our first class back since the hurricanes, and I hope everybody is doing well. Um, I know it's been a difficult time. Um, I have been without electricity, internet, everything. Along with a lot of you, I've been very fortunate that did not receive a whole lot of actual damage to the house and things like that. So I hope everybody else fared as well. Um, my thoughts and sympathies out to everyone as we try to put everything back together. And so part of that is what I want to discuss here. And last week I sent out links to the recordings for the rest of the week. And along with questions, I'm going to resend that out because we do have to make up those attendance days. The attendance days that we're actually going to be making up is Wednesday and Thursday. So I had sent recordings out for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of last week. If you watch those and answer them, you can gain the points for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, actual attendance for Wednesday and Thursday. So please go into those assignments, respond to those questions. You will have until Sunday to do so. Please do not wait until the last minute. Waiting until the last minute to do things we saw can be detrimental. You may not have time to do things, etc. I know everybody's schedule is very, very hectic. So please do not wait. Extensions on week 2 assignments are in. Um, those again will go through Sunday. However, your week 3 assignments continue on. Those do not get extensions. Part of the reason is next week on Thursday, the class ends. So all this stuff is going to build up and it has to be completed. So, and every assignment has to be completed and completed on time. Now, what the actual campus policy is that classes are extended by an hour or they have to come back on ground for a Friday class. So please get these things done, get them completed as you are able to. However, they do have to be completed. Pay attention in this class because I am going to try to help where I can, modify where I can, but I am limited to what I am allowed to do. Understand I have to follow guidelines that I have to do to make sure that certifications and degrees are valid. Remember, these courses that we set up, we have to follow state guidelines. People get mad at Southern Tech all the time and say, they make us do this, they make us do this, I should have gone somewhere else. Other schools have the same requirements. They still have to follow the same policy. So it doesn't matter if you take any of these courses at any other school, you have to follow same regulations and policies. So that's what we have to do. And the reason why I'm going through this is because people will not like some of the things that we're going to have to do. And unfortunately, you can get mad at me. You can get mad at the school. I don't like having to say some of the things that I have to say, do some of the things I have to do, but it's going to be like that on your job in your career. You can be boisterous, you can say what you want to say, but they don't have to listen to that either. They can just terminate you, and that's where we stand as is. So, that being said, let's try to look at the positives and the things that we go through. So, one of the things that I found out because I did a lot of reading when I couldn't do anything else. Like I said, I had no power, no internet. Is the careers that we teach here at Southern Tech was featured in an article in Business Week called The New Millionaires. And the reason why they called it The New Millionaires is because we are now teaching what they call keystone careers. Okay, so if you're not familiar with a keystone, um, actually, I'll save that when we get into the actual lecture. So we'll talk about that. let me get to sharing here so we can get into that, because that's actually a very good thing to get into. So we're going to start here. Let me make my screen a little bit bigger here. Da, 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 da. Here we go. It's bigger. Make it look like y'all. So what I've done is I've gone in here to week 2, and even though these have due dates over here, know that all the week 2 assignments have been extended through Sunday. Okay, please go in and get those done. Okay, so that is week 2. You're still responsible, just like in your career, you are responsible. Um, if you have questions about a particular assignment, just know that it is. This is why I tell you, don't follow the to-do list. Go by what is in the weeks. We are in week 3 here, and again, you will have a participation assignment for today. That is the one that will get you attendance for today. I will send out that email with the links again for making up the attendance for last week. All right. Doing those will not get you attendance for today. That will get you attendance for last week. Now you have an assignment here. This is the one where you interviewed someone who didn't have to be in your career field, but was in management. Now you were supposed to interview them sometime last week. We all know last week fell apart. Pay attention to this. If you were not able to interview this person, now I'm not going to go back and rewrite these instructions. So listen carefully. If you're watching the recording, listen carefully. If you don't listen to the recording or whatever, that's on you. I'm giving you a second option. Okay. If you were not able to interview that person because they may not be available, but if it's an instructor, they're available. Don't let them blow you off, okay? Your other option is 2 parts, okay? Because down here, there are some requirements in here about, things that you should do. Uh, what were their answers, what you expected, why or why not, what did you learn or didn't know about management, da 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 da. Okay, so typically this should be about 500 words, okay? So what I'm looking for is 250 in each part, approximately, not necessarily exact, on things that you think are positive aspects of being in management, any type of management, and things that you think are negative about being in management. So split that in half, the positives of being in a management position and the negative side. So you can write that up. Now, please understand, I do run an AI checker. Actually, I run 6 AI checkers. It goes through and it will check to make sure that you did indeed write this on your own, because all AI checkers leave behind bits of data that say this was not created by a human. Please write this yourself. If you do not choose to do this, 250 words on the benefit of being in management and 250 words on the negative side of being in management. Now, 500 words sounds like a lot, but when you split it up, you'd be surprised how quickly that goes. So you can do that instead of your actual interview. Click Start Assignment, click that text entry, type it in here, or you can do that file upload, say upload file, and then choose file, and it will open up a directory right there on your system and you can upload it. All right, so that is a second option because I know some people may have had a little bit of an issue getting to their person. Remember that interview could have been done in person, by phone, or even by text and email. So you have options, but it does need to be done. Now, the discussion this week, your professional network. Why is it important to have a professional network? And this for the second part, because it's two parts. Read this attached article. So you're going to click here and it's going to open up this article here. You're going to read this, okay? Actually, read this information. These things are very, very key. And uh, discuss 3 of the networking techniques that you would use. Actually, you would use it. If you're just giving information and you're not applying it to yourself, you're throwing away the value of learning, okay? I can't emphasize this enough. And the reason why I'm really emphasizing these things is because we have been conducting interviews. And when I say we, I've been working with some companies. We've been conducting interviews, and I've seen some very talented people blowing interviews and then listening to them outside, and they didn't realize we were hearing them, and they're wondering why they're not being hired. Okay. They are the cause of themselves not being hired. They have skills, but they're walking in with attitudes. They're walking in very sloppily dressed. They're walking in and they're answering, yeah, sure, or they're using slang, street language. They're slouching. They're not sitting upright. They're not projecting their voices. Things like that. They are blowing interviews and they're wondering why they're not getting jobs. So it's like, people don't realize that they are the cause of them not getting jobs and they're blaming everybody else. We need to stop playing the blame game, turn it around on ourselves, and improve ourselves. So it was kind of disheartening watching these people who so desperately need jobs, but yet they won't take a look in the mirror and see why they're not doing it, doing that self-analysis. So it's very important that we look at this professional network, not going out and getting those business cards and handing them out. Oh, that's too much work. Well, I'm so sorry. You don't want to benefit yourself. No one's going to walk up and just hand you things. Put forth effort. And that may sound very preachy, but I'm sorry. I'm not going to give you anything. I'm just telling you the truth. Put forth the effort to get what you want and you really should have. Okay, so let's do this. Now, the other thing we're going to do is building an online presence. How many people have a LinkedIn account? I know a lot of people already have LinkedIn accounts. Anybody have a LinkedIn account out there? Anybody? Okay, so LinkedIn is social networking for professionals. Okay, everybody heard of LinkedIn? Okay, do I have to call on people by name, really? It's been a rough week, okay? And I've had my butt chewed out by students this morning already. Thank y'all, okay? I don't have electricity. I'm running on generators. Please, people. Okay, so LinkedIn can work for you. Now, if you don't have a wrong assignment, thinking of a different assignment. It's been Monday all month already, I swear. Please forgive me. So in this assignment, we're going to Google ourselves because when you go to apply, employers are going to Google you. How many people knew that your employers are going to Google you when they start pulling those applications? Did anybody know this? They're going to Google your name. Yeah, so they're going to search for your name online and they're going to look and see what pictures come up, what posts you may do, what people may have said about you. They're going to find things. They're going to look for your history. Okay. And you may not be the right person. They may find other people. So what we want you to do is we want you to Google you, see what they can find, what you can find out. Okay. Now, not finding something can be just as bad because you're not relevant. They may think that's a problem or you've tried to hide yourself. So there's a video here. When you click on that, it's going to take you to the video for a positive online thing. Now, it says right here a 250 word essay. Okay, again, I'm not checking the count, but what I want you to tell me, What information did you find, if anything? Was the information correct? Sometimes the information is out there, but it's not correct. And what tips did you learn from the video and blah, blah, blah. Okay, now some people try to do this. They don't search at all and they just say, what information did you find, if anything? They just say, I didn't find anything. Okay, well, if you didn't find anything, that's a bad thing. Okay, it really is. You should have a positive search, if anything. Some people find stuff out there from years ago, old addresses, things that they thought they deleted, photos, stuff like that. You need to know what they're going to find. So please take a look at that. See what you do find out there. Sometimes I find people with the same name, but it's not them. So you need to be aware of that just in case that employer brings that up. Say, that's not me. This is me, blah, blah, blah. Okay. The LinkedIn assignment will come later. Sorry about getting those confused. On Wednesday, that's when we do the LinkedIn profile. So when you create this on LinkedIn, please take time to really fill this out. And the reason why I say this is because LinkedIn can bring employers to you without you doing anything. It will let you to connect to the biggest people in your industry. You can connect to them just like you would a regular friend on Facebook, etc. And you can ask them questions directly. You can ask them how to do different techniques, things like that, and they will respond. Now, the thing you have to watch out for is a lot of people will try to connect to you that want to give you sales positions. I'll warn you about that, but it's a great way to connect to those big companies that you want to work at, the ones with the best benefits, things like that. Please fill out each section very well. That about section up there, that's a great place to put that elevator pitch. Some of you haven't done that elevator pitch yet, and you really need to do that. You really need to look at these pieces because you do them once and you use them all over. That elevator pitch, that's the about section here in LinkedIn. That's the answer to tell me a little bit about yourself. That's the thing that goes at the top of your resume. You do it once and you don't sweat it. Okay, so we have you do these things for a reason. Okay, that education, that's where you put your Southern Tech information, your experience, all your job experience. The more experience you put, the better. And the reason why, because don't forget some of those skills you've learned in other positions, even though it's not your direct career now, you have those soft skills that transfer. Okay, so that experience, those skills, that goes there. All right. So start thinking because we're getting close to the end and these things become very, very relevant. Your mock interview debrief, if you've had your mock interview or you're going to have it this week, this is where you put that in. If you don't have an interview or you haven't done it, you can't do this assignment. You can't be debriefed if you haven't done a mock interview. If you weren't able to do your mock interview last week, make sure you reschedule or have it on the schedule. Call Ms. Delgado and get that straightened out. Okay, if you weren't able to do it last week or you've missed it somehow. Otherwise, you can't do this assignment here and you will miss that. You won't have a score. And then the mock interview itself, of course, you won't have a score for that as well. Okay, and then this assignment here, this is part 2 of your career plan. You did part 1, you did those long-term goals. This one here, you're going to be doing the short-term goals to add to those. So you're going to pull out those long-term goals from week 1, and now you're going to add to it. There is a worksheet here. And the reason why I'm going through all of these is so that some people can work ahead or whenever they can. You can choose these assignments through the week and arrange them into your schedule. Just because it's Tuesday doesn't mean you can't work on a Wednesday assignment, etc. So you'll put your long-term goal, then the short-term goals underneath them. Now the SMART goals, those are like a long-term goal, only you're giving exact date parameters. So if you have a long-term goal, I want to buy a house. Your short-term goal is I need to save up this much for a down payment. Your SMART goal is I'm going to put this much money in saving every month. So that's how you put the short-term goal and then the SMART goals underneath it. You're defining each short-term goal more and tightening it down. You do not have to have 3 SMART goals under each short-term goal. You don't have to have a SMART goal under each short-term goal. This is to guide you along because people need to know how to do these things because this may be the first time they have done them. So that's how you do this little project. And there's a video to kind of help you go along with that. And then we will talk about the thank you letter later on. And there is a headshots optional for the final exam. A headshot. Headshots on LinkedIn will get you more employers hitting your site. The reason being is employers want to know who you are and what to expect when they bring you in for an interview. Employers are nosy. Okay, bottom line, they are nosy. They want to know everything about you before they bring you in for that interview. So a headshot is from the shoulders up. Okay, turn in a headshot, 5 points on the final exam. Okay, I know some of us are camera shy, some of us love cameras. Just a headshot. Okay, I don't want full body photos of you, blah, blah, blah. It's to get us used to not being quite so camera shy for that. All right, everybody good so far? Good news is it is a short lecture today. So everybody out there still? Got one. How about the rest of y'all? All right, got two. Ray, you out there? Hello? You always seem to become non-responsive after the beginning of the class. Hello, Ray? I think you have stepped away. Okay. Duly noted. We will move on. We will start our presentation. All right. Get my color there. By the way, if you didn't notice the background, we are halfway through. Oh, and the midterm. Those of y'all that did the midterm, I think I've got only one person that did not do the midterm. Please go back and check your scores because if you did the midterm, you may have noticed your score was low. Did anybody notice that score was low? And then if you went back and checked the midterm, you noticed your score was quite a bit higher. Did anybody notice that? That's because I had to go back in and check the short answer questions and add in your extra points. So you'll see that your score went up quite a bit higher. So that first automatic grader, that score is always scary to look at. Okay, so we're going to talk about that first impression today. Okay, and typical job interviews and the purpose of that second interview. We're going to talk about post interviews too. So the first time you meet, there's going to be psychological nuances, and these are subjective. Okay, so subjective, that means that there's biases. So as soon as they meet you, they're going to draw conclusions that may or may not be real. Okay, I'll give you a true life thing. We had a lady in ADP who was conducting interviews, and we noticed that something wasn't going quite right, that people were being rejected for jobs that really shouldn't. And what we found out is that these were typically women she was interviewing that were being rejected. And her reason for rejecting them, she did not like their shoes. So if a woman came in, as soon as they walked through the door, if she did not like the shoes that they were wearing, she would interview them for a short time and reject them. Did not matter any qualification. She was basing it on shoes. Doesn't matter how well prepared you are, there are always going to be some subjective elements, and they are emotional, not logical. They could be strictly appearance, okay? Right here, outward appearances. How you walk. Are you smiling? Are you well put together as far as in your neat, your hair, is it kept up? Okay. These are first impressions and you need to control them. Eye contact. How did you do your handshake? All these things are going to come into play. You need to make sure you need to have conservative, neutral clothes. Okay, nothing outlandish. In Central Florida, for trades, business casual. Okay, not jeans. Okay, jeans should not be worn, even in the trades. I'm telling you, so many people don't realize that they're going in for welding, electrical, HVAC, and I'm wearing nice jeans, and they don't get the position. Okay? Respect the person on the other side of the desk. So many people don't realize the person on the other side of the desk, yes, they are in that field as well, but they are sitting there with a master's degree. Okay? Why? Because they might be a tool and die maker that has had 8 years of trig and calculus that was required for that position. Business casual, khaki, nice pants, okay? Things like that, okay? Now, the same for medical and veterinary or scrubs. What I recommend for veterinary uh, application, take your scrubs with you because they may want you to do a working interview. For all the other trades, take tools, but please make sure they are locked up safe. Take work clothes that in case they want you to do a weld or they want you to do electrical or they want to do anything like that, let them know that you have a change of clothing with you if you need to do a weld test, etc. Okay? Does everybody understand that? Dress for the interview, but let them know you are prepared to do an actual live test. Has everybody got that? I had one response. Everybody else just coasting? Okay. Really, folks, on arrival, check-in, provide the following. Introduction needs to be positive. Even if that person at the reception desk, they can be rude. going to tell you flat out, they can be rude. Never lose your cool. You don't know who's around the corner, and that can be the person doing your interview. Or that person at the desk, that could be a spouse or another relative of the person doing the interview. And they might say, so what was your first impression of so and so? Okay. Always be positive. Okay. Make sure you give them the name, the purpose of the visit. Okay. Make sure you have that information. Now, virtual interviews can be phone, video, like Teams, etc. Same techniques, okay? You always treat them the same. Make sure you're logged in ahead of time. Don't wait till the last minute. Don't make it like I'm just walking through the door. You be online 5 minutes ahead of time. Make sure all your documents are there. You have copies of that resume and everything. You have questions for the interviewer. Remember, you're always going to ask the interviewer questions. Make sure your background's clean. There's nothing behind you that they shouldn't be seeing. You don't have interruptions, no people walking behind you, no loud noises. Make sure you are ready and you are dressed appropriately. Now, second interviews, you don't have the job, okay? That just means you're qualified. You made it past the first hurdle and they want more information. They may put you in front of a group. They might even put you with another person that's interviewing so that they can ask you both the same questions at the same time. They may put you in with the competition. It's not unheard of. Okay. Make sure you're prepared the same as the first time. Dress equally as important, but do not wear the same outfit. You can wear like the same pants, but a different shirt. Change it up a bit because the same person might be in that interview with you and you don't want to be dressed identical. Okay. Be prepared with questions again, but different from the day before. Now, this is very important. How many people after your interview, you do this? You evaluate your interview. You think about what happened. How many people do this? You go back and you figure it out. Thomas does. Good, good. Okay, you do too. Awesome. This is key. You need to know what you did well and what you didn't do, how you can make it better, and that. Okay? Here, follow up with a thank you message. You either need to email or physically mail a thank you to the person who did the interview. This is why during the interview, you need to get that person's email address on a business card, etc. You need that interaction because afterwards you're going to send a thank you. Because the majority of the people are not going to do this. And when you do that, you're putting your name back in front of them because at the end of the day, that person's exhausted. They've got a stack of people they've interviewed. And here comes your email with your name, your email, your resume attached. Yes, you attach that email, your resume, so they don't have to search for it again. Don't go, oh, they've already got it. No, you send it again with your references, all your information again. You thank them for your time and say, I'm looking forward to hearing you again from you again. Here is my availability. So you're telling them you are looking forward to hearing. That means you're going to hear from them again, and here's when you're available. That way they don't have to call you and ask when you're available. You give them everything in this follow-up thank you. And you know what they're thinking? I don't have to do any work. Everything's done here for me. Make it easy on them to find you. Manage emotions. How many people get frustrated not hearing from people when you do an interview? You wait and you wait and you hear nothing. Anybody else get frustrated? I do. Everybody else is fine. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, it's frustrating. 3 to 4 weeks is normal. Okay, not hearing back from anybody, 3 to 4 weeks. This is why you do the networking and everything now. You start looking now and you continue looking. Okay, manage those emotions. After your interview, treat yourself good. Know you did good. Have confidence. Manage those emotions. Don't beat yourself up. Don't tell yourself, oh, I must have did bad because I never heard from them. Don't get mad at the employer. It takes a while. They may have to say, this is who I want. Go to management and make sure they have that position funded. And that can take a while. Do not get upset because what you're going to do, you're going to continue. It's like, did that one, you go on. You never stop until you have landed that job. It's a process. Evaluate it, follow up, manage your emotions. You keep going. Boom, boom, boom. Okay? You evaluate that job offer because eventually they're going to give you one. When they give you that job offer, now you negotiate the compensation. They may say, how much would you like to get paid? How many people would give them a dollar amount? Would anybody give them a dollar amount? If they asked you, Thomas would, okay, I would not. I would say I expect to get paid fair market for the work. How much will you offer me? Because what if I ask for $15 an hour, but they're paying everybody else 20? They're going to pay me $15 an hour. Okay. Now, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have already done my research on Glassdoor to see what that company pays. And if they come back and they say 15 and I know they're paying 20, I'm going to say, I think $21 would be perfect. And they say, okay, what if we do 19? And I would say, how about 20? You negotiate your salary now. Because if you take a position and you're lower than everybody else, that's on you. You negotiate. You figure out your dollar amount with them back and forth. Okay. And then they say, well, we can give you 18, but we will give you a sign-on bonus. I'm going to teach you a magic word. Everybody ready for the magic word? Yes, yes? Okay, here's your magic word. I want you to practice this word. If they say, and we'll give you a sign-on bonus, I want you to tell them, and they'll stop for a second, and they'll give you something else. And then you say, and you just keep saying the word and until they don't give anymore. But if you don't you don't get. This is negotiation. This is how businesses negotiate with each other, and it's how you as a business negotiate with businesses. Does everybody see this? Do you see how you get more than the next person by knowing how to work as a business? When I went to work for ADP, they offered me a salary that was in the ballpark of the majority of their people. I knew what the top person made. And I said, that's what I want. And they said, oh, well, that's what we pay our highest people. I said, I'm as good as that highest person. I'll be doing the same work. That's what I'll take. And they said, well, we could give you a little bit less, but we can give you a sign on bonus. And I said, and they said, well, we can let you accrue your vacation at a higher rate. And I said, well, we can give a gas allowance for you can drive, back and forth to work. And I said, well, we can give you an extra week's vacation each week. And I said, and I just kept saying it. And they just kept giving more and more because they didn't know what to do. So they were just looking at everything they could possibly give me. I was happy with the very first offer. And is a magic word. It throws them off. Learn the art of negotiation. Okay? Negotiate it. Respond to the job offer. That may sound silly, but respond either you want it or you don't want it. Okay? And if you don't want it, that's okay. You don't have to have it. Okay? Because one of the things you need to do is you need to make sure that that job offer is good for you. What if they have 5 locations, but 3 of them are too far away? Make sure in writing you specify that you are only working at the 2 locations that you can go to. Otherwise, if they send you to those other 3, that's your fault. You don't have it in writing. Never take a person's word for it. Everything is in writing. That's your legal contract. Okay? Get it in writing. Don't fall for it. Oh, we'll get it written out and send that back to you. Wait till you have it. Because it's not coming if you don't have it. All right? Does everybody got that? Everything you want, get it in writing first. Otherwise, it doesn't exist. All right. So today, first impressions, I want y'all to impress me. So I want you to either show me or describe what you personally would wear to your interview. This is an interview for your new career. Right here, no jeans, no hoodies, no t-shirts. Casual wear or workout clothes are never accepted. I had somebody send me a picture of them at the gym. Nope. This is what you're going to wear to be hired and your career. Okay, it doesn't have to be a picture of you. It could be your clothes laid out that you're going to wear, or you can find a picture on the internet showing the outfit that you would wear. Okay? That is the assignment for attendance today. All right? We want to make sure we are ready to impress, land that job, start that career off right. Okay. I do hope everyone is starting to recover. Um, things are starting to open back. I know y'all are mostly up in the Tampa area. I know things are really bad in different parts. We are really bad over here. I'm over by Auburndale. Um, we have some really bad sections. Whatever you do, be safe. If you need anything as far as the assignments, I will do what I can. Please email me or text me. Let me know exactly what's going on so that I can try to figure out what to do for you, and I will do what I can within my limits, and we will figure things out. All right. So I will see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. and we will go forward from there. I will send you the email out with the attendance assignments for last week. So please watch your emails for that. Okay, I sent it out last week, but I'm resending it today. So, and I've opened up those daily assignments from Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Tuesday will be for points only. Wednesday and Thursday will be for the attendance makeup. All right, we will see you tomorrow, 10 o'clock. Thank you.